our wonderful leaders to do our last walk for the LA Four Corners Walk Series. This is going to be
may not be too high that we can go.
just an amazing journey, especially because of the weather, and it's a little bit more difficult. So there's going to be about 3 sets of stairs, and it's going to be a little hilly.
All right, so thank you guys for joining us. Just to give you guys a little prep for the walk, we're going to head this way for about a half mile, then we're going to do a quick hook towards the river, and then we're going to do a stop off at the Loomis House. It's a really cool area.
All right, well, this is Christian Rodriguez. We're at the Lummis House, the historic Lummis House, and this Christian Rodriguez is one of the leading experts on the Lummis House.
Okay,
and he's a docent here. It's Lummis's birthday today.
Yes, he would have been 161 years old today if he had lived. So this is the home of Charles Fletcher Lummis. Charles Fletcher Lummis was an important figure in turn of the century Los Angeles. He was a writer. He was a big promoter, a booster of the history and culture of the Southwest. He really promoted that. That's mostly what he did through his writings.
Can you talk about the sign right here?
Yeah. Oh, no right turn.
Or something.
Yeah, this is a really dangerous intersection, actually. So a couple of people have died here getting hit by cars. There was this biker that was killed here a little while ago, and the community tried to paint these bike lanes. You can see those black lines over there. So it was some bikers tried to paint bike lanes on their own for the bike lanes that were canceled. But I don't know. So we're gonna.
My name's Mo. I used to work for the LA History Department. The LA River is the source of LA. Water is the history of Los Angeles. And most people forget, you talk about history of LA, they mean Spanish or American history. But the Tongva or the Gabrielinos or the various other smaller tribes that lived around here, this was their main source of water. So I want you to picture this all the way from here to downtown LA was just trees, live oak, a lot of different types of species, a deer, some bear, lots of, they're now extinct basically, but the steelhead trout that used to be in the river.
My name's Leela Higgins. For my day job, I work at the Natural History Museum. I'm also an environmental educator. So really quickly, I just want to have everyone close their eyes for a couple seconds and listen to the sounds. You might want to take a deep breath as you're doing it. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Okay, thank you, River, for being here with us. Lewis McAdams was one of the first people to kind of see that we really needed to make a change. And Lewis is one of my mentors, again, founder of Friends of the LA River, and he said the river is it was his 30-year art project. And I just wanted to read a poem that he wrote about the river to help us ground more into this space. It's called To Artesia. I love that the birds are singing along with us. I think of the river the way it reads in the Sam Shepard story, Cruising Paradise. A huge concrete serpent, a dumping ground for murder victims. I think of the river beside a freeway off-ramp as rollerbladers bent into it, spandex buttocks rotating, roll downstream. I think of Willem Mulholland's gentle, limpid stream, coursing from a pharaoh's forehead or from the brow of a Rhine maiden, green-eyed and coffee-colored. A bracelet of drowned children wrapped around her wrist, descending from the mountains east of Irwindale into the Jardin de Rocas. The river is a rigorous mistress, but when you tickle her with your deeds, you can hear laughter from beneath her concrete corset. Oh, I get chills every time I read it! And my deeds to you, river, are doing river.
Can you tell us where we are?
We're at the top of the Earl Street Steps in the what used to be known as the Swiss Alps, now the Silver Lake Hills. And we're overlooking the Silver Lake Reservoir, which is a totally artificial body of water. Now, until recently was water used by the city for everything from bathing to drinking, but there was a massive program in the last 15 years to stop the reservoirs, literally for fear of terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now they do not know what to do with this water, so they've opened it up for more recreation.
And how would you describe our walk up to this stairwell?
Arduous.
Arduous, would you say?
That's a polite way of putting it.
Let's describe the walk up.
It was joyful.
Definitely worth it.
Scenic.
The views are incredible, and it will put you in shape if you do it a couple times a week.
Can you talk about how these walks help illustrate ideas like what you just described?
Yeah, I mean, through these walks, what we essentially do is we explore different parts and different communities, and I think one of the more powerful things is you see the differences in different communities. And you ask yourself, why is some community have no sidewalks and other communities have incredible shade and it's easy to walk through? And I think when you look at those differences and you parse through who is the jurisdiction that governs it, who are the residents that live there, what are the history of the communities that develop there, I think if you start exploring all those things, they're all connected to our built environment and how our cities are designed. And so I think these walks really sort of show that with stories, food, culture, and friends.